What does God's redeeming love mean to you?
I think God's redeeming love means that no matter how much we sin against Him, no matter how much we hurt Him and go against what He says, what He calls us to do, He will still love us and call us back to Him. And I think it means it's not that He's going to rescue us from the punishment of our sin, but that He's going to allow the punishment to continue until we learn from our mistakes, and then He'll still be there to love us when we're ready to turn back to Him.
Okay. How can you apply God's redeeming love that He shows us to people on campus?
I think whenever we're wronged or somebody has done something to hurt us, we shouldn't. I guess there's always going to be consequences for what they do if they've done something wrong. So we should allow them to do that, but still be there willing to accept them and forgive them no matter what, whenever they choose to come back and show that they have been wrong towards us.
What does God's redeeming love mean to you?
God's redeeming love to me means that because He loves us so much, that He wanted to claim us back, and through that He sent His only Son to die for us. But it wasn't enough to die. It was through the long suffering and the hard suffering that He went through, and the perseverance that He did all of that with. And that's just a reflection of His love for us, that we're going to go through long things, but in the end, that He's going to bring us back.
How can you apply God's redeeming love that He shows to us to people on campus?
Well, we recently talked about forgiveness and in Bible study, and I think one thing that people try to look for, one constant theme in our world is the quickest way to do something, the easy way out, but when it comes down to God, there is no easy way. Well, the easy way out is through Jesus Himself, but what we can do is we need to learn that we're going to have to go through stuff, and it's not going to get fixed by a day. So one thing we can do is be more persevering towards God's love and forgiveness towards other people. So to persevere and to suffer more,
Okay.
I think. So.
Cool. Thank you. What does God's redeeming love mean to you?
I'd say that it means that a God who will continue to show compassion on you regardless of what we do, and even though we may be sorry for what we do or run away from Him, but God will be there regardless of what we do, and continue to show His love. But that doesn't also rule out the fact that He will maybe punish us. But there'll be consequences of what we do. But it's not like His love changes for us, and it will be always the same, regardless of what we do and what we don't do.
Okay. How can you apply God's redeeming love that He shows to us to people on campus?
I think a good way to do that is, if there's a situation that comes up with friends, like maybe someone does something to me that, or they just start, being a jerk to me, that I can just, continue to love on them regardless of what they do, and not try to show hate back toward them, or despise them for whatever they do or whatever they did do, but just realize that real love is that it's not something that I receive, it's something that I give. And then if I can do that, that's a good example of what Christ would have done. And so that's what I would say.
Thank you.
No problem.
What does God's redeeming love mean to you?
It means to me that I am able to live a free life and able to give love to other people as well, and that I am forgiven for things that I did in the past because God always forgives me, and that I can just live a new life when I want to.
Okay. How can you apply redeeming love that God shows us to people on campus?
I can do that by allowing myself to forgive other people for things that I think they have done negatively, and making sure that I have a positive attitude to everyone no matter what they do.
All right, thank you. What does God's redeeming love mean to you?
It means that it gives me, He can give me the power to love people even when I don't want to, and it shows me that I'm not a perfect person, that he loves me no matter what.
Okay. How can you apply redeeming love that God shows us to people on campus?
I would say just remember that we're all still sinners, and keep forgiving people even when you don't want to love them. And just kind of, sometimes you have to ask God to love them through you, even if you can't.
All right. Thank you.